There is no schedule. Da 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 da. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey hey hey. Goodbye. Bum 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 bum. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Hey hey hey.
Aliens do not want to live here because conditions on Earth are hostile to life.
Good morning.
Now the time is here. I'm a Christian from outer space, it seems like. I've lived on Earth for 53 years now and wondered why no one else thinks like me. Now I realize I am from another planet. It is true, all this time I thought I was just possibly the only one of my kind. But now I discovered we are all the same. It is just that some people are not from the other planet. They are from Earth, and they are here. This is the other planet. Earth is the only planet we dream about, because Earth is clean and friendly, and all the people are the same, and everyone is on a beach or an island or anywhere would be a nice place to live. We're all free, and we love each other, and there are no guns or violence, and only love, peace, and happiness. Oh, but that is our dream. Earth, where we live, is not here. This is not the place I call Earth, which is my planet, my home. My life on Earth is not what I dream. This is reality. We all must have a dream, and our dream should be one, and is hopefully one dream. Only one dream, the same dream, which makes others' dreams come true. Not a lie to get what you want, but to realize for all your dream is the dream of all. To enable, when you can, another person realizing the dream is for them, and not just for you. To take them to the way of dreamers who can and are the only creators of the dream. Each of us, everyone, has a dream. It is the same fair dream of what you believe to be a true dream. You must hold on to your dream. It will come true one day. You will find yourself thinking about this. It is true. Do not deny what was said. It will happen. And then you will realize the truth. Until then, you will seek to find what it is. So, is your dream all or nothing at all? And are you not the only one? You are the FTW.
You are the follow the way. The follow the way. Follow the way. Thank you so much. That's a mic check. Thank you. Follow the way. Follow the way of truth and dignity with integrity. God bless. Don't lie to get what you want because that's some other guy, right? Trust me, life is a great thing, but life is a dream. Aliens really don't want to be here, guys. But look at Canadian news broadcast this some 35 years ago, guys. 30 years ago. 35 years ago. So let's listen to what the Canadian News Broadcasting Association has to say about aliens.
The plane, a Northward Airways Grumman Tiger. The flight path, Churchill, Manitoba to Yellowknife. The complement, 12 passengers, a crew of 3. At 2010 hours, as they say, the pilot spotted something that stayed within line of sight for a full 2 minutes. One passenger, a government engineer, said that what they saw was definitely a craft under intelligent control.
One passenger, pardon me, one passenger who is a government engineer with the credible status as a government engineer, he has something to say. He thinks it was a craft under intelligent control.
And certainly, if it wasn't flying on a level course, it was fairly close to it. For the length of time we saw it, there was no pronounced change in altitude. It was just slightly above the aircraft.
They could see clearly that it was under some kind of intelligent control. And then, of course, the pilot, who was directly a witness to what it was, he informed the passengers as to what they should do.
At 21,000 feet, and we first sighted it in a position about there, coming across, I would say, about a 45-degree angle to our flight path. And you could see a trail, sort of like a jet trail. And as it got a little bit closer, we could see sort of a fog going back with this vapor trail. And we realized it was something unusual, and the co-pilot called on the intercom to the passengers, told them to look out the right side. They'd see something unusual.
So you could see a trail from this craft, not unlike today's contrails from jetliners, etc. And of course, it was just right about there, the pilot says, you know. So he was very specific about where he saw the unidentified flying object, guys. It was a UFO, and the government has admitted to these things, and it's a credible source, a pilot of a plane flying in Canada to, what was it? North Battleford? No, it wasn't. Hudson Bay. He is a credible pilot, guys. And this is broadcast on the CBC, remember, which is a legitimate news source, guys. These are credible sightings.
Well, it appeared cigar shape, only pointed on both ends, as though it could have been a saucer, of course, but it was definitely pointed on both ends. You could see that much of it. So he had to be moving 3,000 miles an hour, probably, down at that altitude. Pretty hard to do with any equipment on Earth that I know of. We descended down to our level and went on by on the right side, and it's difficult to say how far away because you don't know the size of the thing. However, it appeared to us about a 3/4 of a mile to a mile, and we could see a row of windows down the side, oval-shaped windows. And also when you got a beam of us, when this bright light was no longer in our eyes, then you could see lights on top, lights below, and this fog all over the whole thing, sort of as though it was creating its own vapor from the speed. As soon as it got by, we were all sort of clinging on that windowsill. We turned around behind it to see if we could see it again, and I think I also didn't like the idea of it coming in behind us or something. And as we turned behind it, we were sort of fogged right in. And we climbed up another 2,000 feet to try and get a look at him. And he just disappeared. We heard Transair talking to Churchill, climbing out of there on a flight south. So we give Churchill a call to report this sighting, hoping that maybe the Transair flight would have been able to see him as well. And we couldn't get out on the radio. I have a feeling that our radio was blanked by this thing passing us. 3 of us were in the cockpit at the time, co-pilot, myself, and the stewardess was working in the galley, and we called her to come and have a look. We all 3 seen it and pretty well agreed identically on the thing.
And so the pilot, with his vast experience, estimates the speed of the craft at 3,000 miles per hour. Descending to their level, and then attempting to get behind them. He, I guess, maneuvered his aircraft so that the UFO did not get behind him. I don't know why, but I mean, he was afraid that the UFO might get behind him. At that speed, uh, I don't think the UFO was going to get behind him. But, you know, in those circumstances, anything could happen. And so now we have a Canadian Forces expert to give us an idea of what this craft really truly was, right?
Part of my job here at sightings of this nature are directed to me. The conclusions are obvious, I think, that we either had one or several meteorite or fireballs across the area. When I interviewed Darrell Brown, he did indicate that the object had appeared to descend towards his aircraft and appeared to turn slightly towards his aircraft and continued on by at a in-level flight and in a constant direction. And he did say he saw what appeared to be oval-shaped windows along the side of the object. He also said he appeared to be very brightly lit, and well, I can't really explain it. I don't know.
So the aircraft, the UFO had appeared to descend, like the pilot's eyewitness account, and then to try to get behind the aircraft for some reason. But I can tell you that this is a Canadian Forces expert, and that's his job, is to identify what this was, right? And so with his skill and, of course, his headgear, he is, you know, undoubtedly and undeniably, unquestionably accurate in what he says, because, I mean, he is a Canadian Forces expert. I think the hat kind of tells you the story. But I'll tell you, there is calls for a scientific inquiry
UFO,
about this.
a scientific inquiry.
Well, during my 20 years and even more experience with the U.S. Air Force as consultant, as an astronomer, as consultant on the matter of unidentified flying objects, over those period of years I've interrogated many, many hundreds of people who have said they've had UFO experiences, pilots included, and air traffic control operators and so on, people of very high reliability. And the thing that's impressed me over the course of all those years was that to the people who had the experience, to them it was a very, very real event. My own conclusions over these 20 years has been that you simply cannot explain all of them as simple misperceptions of birds, balloons, aircraft, or Venus, or something of the sort. There is a residue, a hardcore residue of cases which simply defy explanation.
So he did not just interview these people. He interrogated them. He had directed questions at these people, and they gave him answers. And I mean, it's a scientific inquiry because he's an expert. He's had 20 years experience at these things. But anyways, that was the past. This is the way it is today. They have actually found technology from outside of our solar system on Earth. Speculation is that these are particles of a disintegrated spacecraft, I should say, that came into our solar system and into our atmosphere and disintegrated somehow. Because we've heard stories, I mean, there's lots of movies about UFOs crashing into the Earth. For some reason, these guys can fly all the way across the universe and they crash into the Earth. It's one of these things, you know, like accidents do happen. So this might be a UFO accident, and they found pieces of alien technology from outside of our solar system, guys. That's how far away. Like above the sun, past the sun, past the past. Because I mean, when you travel in space, it's you go into time. So this is from the past of the past, and it's on Earth, guys. It's real. UFOs are real.
Our
Are we alone in the universe? It's a question scientists have tried to answer for a long time, and we may be a step closer to answering that question. A team of Harvard researchers believe they have discovered fragments of alien technology. The pieces were from a meteor that landed in the ocean near Papua New Guinea back in 2014. But the team has a lot more debris to sort through in their research. Professor Avi Loeb led that team of researchers, and he joins me now for more. Professor, thank you so much for joining us. Let's start with what you found. What can you tell us about these spheres that you've recovered from the ocean floor?
Thanks for having me. These are metallic marbles that we identified through a microscope. So that's a new way of doing astronomy. Instead of looking for what's outside the solar system using telescopes, we were using microscopes. And we collected magnetic material from the ocean floor that is 2 kilometers deep. And first we put it in vials, as you see here. I just received some of the material by FedEx a few hours ago. And then we filtered out the tiny particles that are volcanic ash, and we were left with particles that are 0.5 millimeter in size. We look at them through the microscope, and we saw that they are spherical. These are called spherules, which are the melted droplets from the surface of the object, which moved too fast to be bound to the sun. It came from interstellar space. It's the first time that humans put their hands on material from a large object that entered the solar system from outside.
So we got two sets of questions. Let's stick first with the little marble objects. How do we know those mean anything more than just some combination of things that melted while it was zooming through space? Why is it possibly technology?
Based on the US government data, we infer that the material strength of this meteorite was higher than all space rocks cataloged by NASA over the past decade, even iron meteorites. And the question is, what was it made of? And perhaps it formed in some natural environment that is different from a planetary system like the solar system, but perhaps also it is technological in origin. A spacecraft like Voyager, imagine Voyager 1 billion years from now going to interstellar space and colliding with a planet and burning up in the atmosphere of the planet as a meteor. That's a possibility. This object was moving faster than 95% of all stars in the vicinity of the sun. And so we decided to go out and check any leftovers from that meteor explosion, and we found it. So now we're planning to analyze it at Harvard University and figure out what it was made of.
And now the other question, which is, we don't exactly get things arriving from other solar systems that often, right? Help us understand how big a deal it is, and is that why it's called Interstellar Meteor 1? Because there isn't one before it.
Right. This is the first one identified by US government sensors, mostly satellites, and we didn't discover any such object before. It was more than 0.5 meter in size and released a few percent of the energy output of the Hiroshima atomic bomb when it exploded 20 kilometers above the Pacific Ocean. And we were able to localize the path of the meteor. We found these spherules, droplets that were melted off its surface where we expected. They were concentrated in that region. And the hope is that we can infer whether it was artificial in origin, because just imagine semiconductors being melted. The droplets will include a much higher abundance of rare elements that are not found in such concentrations in nature.
Professor Avi Loeb, fascinating. Good luck with your research from our.
So the object was spotted in 2014, and by 2022 they had concluded that this object was moving like faster than anything else in our solar system, and that it had crashed into the Earth, be it like from unknown origins, right, from outside of our solar system. And so I believe that that's true, right? And we know, and you know as well, that Tang is a great drink. And Tang was originally an astronaut's beverage, right? Tang was developed for astronauts, guys. So have a great morning. Have a Tang.
Hello, morning. It's a new Tang morning. It's a fresher way to begin your day. And be sure to see they start with vitamin C.
Tang orange flavor crystals. A little bit tangy, not too sweet. A fresh morning flavor. So, hello, morning.
Hello, morning. Hello, morning. It's a bright, fresh morning. Have a Tang today. The only drink that you can take that goes to space. Does Tang still go to space? I hope it does. Do they still ship Tang to space? Guys, I lived in Regina, Saskatchewan all my life. In 1974, I was captured by aliens and I was returned to Earth. It's true. And at the same time, it was strange, unique situation. When they returned me to Earth, I saw red and blue flashing lights. And when I awoke from my, I don't know, it was an alien stupor that they had put me into, that's what I saw. Red and blue flashing lights. It's the truth, guys. So we get captured by aliens every so often, and that's the truth. But Elon Musk, guys, he watched the same science fiction television and same science fiction movies that we all did. We have all watched these same science fiction movies from the 50s and 60s, etc. They don't really make them so good anymore. In the 70s, spacecraft changed, right? But in the 50s, it was great, right? In the 60s, they were great. And so Elon Musk, he knows that media, movies in particular, if you go back to Nosferatu, for instance, you go back to Charlie Chaplin, these people, and Orwell's 1984 is a book, but it was a movie as well. But it predicts the future, right? All these things predict the future. And Elon Musk is watching TV, and he knew what kind of a design a spaceship should be. He knew what the design of a spaceship should be. A spacecraft should be a particular design. And he designed his spacecrafts the way the future had predicted him to design a spacecraft. So now we see that technology is actually from Earth. We are the aliens in space, guys. We are the aliens in space.
10, 9, 8,
here we go.
7, 6.
God
5,
bless us all.
Reflector activated. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engine ignition. And movement. We have liftoff of Starship Flight 6. And the rocket has cleared the tower. Great ascent of the rocket so far, now coming up on a minute into flight. Starship approaching max Q, the point of peak aerodynamic pressure on the vehicle. Some great tracking shots by the teams at La Padre in spaceflight now. Call for max Q. We're coming upon a few different events in fairly rapid succession. We'll see for the Super Heavy booster Miko, which in this case is most engines cut off, then the hot staging, the stage separation. Then the super heavy boost back burn will start at about T plus 2 minutes and 44 seconds. Good flight so far, all 33 Raptors on the booster. Continuing a good burn so far. Less than 30 seconds to Miko. SpaceX monitoring to see if they are going to go forward with the catch today. Approaching Miko. And you see Miko there. Hot staging. SpaceX confirms that the tower is go for catch. Ignition on the ship upper stage. Catch today.
Isn't that awesome? That is one of the most awesome things that you'll ever see. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to go down to Texas or Florida or wherever they do these launches from. I'd like to go there and see one of these launches. I doubt in my lifetime that I'll ever see a rocket or a spaceship launch into space, personally, except for on television. But we can see it live on television, right? And here you can see it live on Dale Lakeman. On the Dale Lakeman channel, guys, you can see it here.
It's actually an important test that's coming up in just about 30 minutes. Will be the ignition of a Raptor engine. Getting a nice view from multiple perspectives on the ship here. Want to bring in our commentating panel here as we're continuing to watch the ship upper stage. Stephen, I'll start with you. We always knew that waving off of the Super Heavy booster catch was certainly a possibility, but your thoughts on the decision to not go for the catch at this juncture on Flight 6?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what SpaceX, the flight control team, saw in the data that made them decide not to attempt the catch. Everything looked pretty normal to me with the Super Heavy booster on descent. Certainly looked like it reached the ocean intact and at a relatively low rate of speed, low descent rate. So, unless it was, significantly off course or was a problem with guidance or something, who knows? We'll see. I'm sure we'll find out from Elon or from SpaceX, even perhaps during their broadcast, what caused that issue, and to see them not go for the catch. A little disappointing. Again, not entirely surprising. This is only the second time they've tried it, but it looks like maybe they learned something from the descent that they can adjust or tweak on the next vehicle to make chances of.
24,862 kilometers per hour, guys. 152 kilometers into space, off the Earth, right? 152 kilometers from Earth. Is that wild? That is awesome. And of course, the color is so spectacular when you get up in the atmosphere, isn't it? It's just awesome.
Well, and as we heard from some audio that Elon Musk likely inadvertently published to X, formerly Twitter, with a debrief from Flight 5, it sounded like they got pretty close to having to abort the catch from Flight 5, and that it was, I'll paraphrase and not use the profanity that was used by one of the SpaceX employees, but some pretty scary stuff as it came right down to the wire there. So potentially they were seeing something similar with this, but to your point, Stephen, we'll have to wait to hear from SpaceX and get some more information from the data once they've got a full wrap on this mission.
Is that not the most awesome spacecraft that you've ever seen? See, Elon Musk was watching television, and he said, that's what my spaceship's going to look like. And so, sure enough, just like movies, popular culture reflects what technology really will be, guys. And so Elon, he saw that when he was a kid watching television. He decided that's what he was going to do. Look at that.
Starship.
So awesome.
Remarkable to see that from space. So anyway, I think the issue that they almost got bitten by on Flight 5 was closer down to the launch tower, and they were close to having to divert the booster off to the south of the launch tower out to the remote dunes just south of the launch site to avoid hitting the tower. Whatever they saw in the data this time was a much higher up, either during or shortly after the boost back burn.
And just one other.
Dare to dream. So you have to dare to dream and dream big. And Elon Musk, I don't know where his money came from. I never really studied his life, but he dared to dream big. And he made his visions of the future a reality for us. Look at that.
Taking a look back inside. Stephen, we don't often get to see the interior of Starship Soul. Use this opportunity as we get periodic.
So for, I think, security reasons, they don't really show the inside of the spacecraft much. But when you can get a glimpse inside of this spectacular achievement that technology has brought to us, you should look closely, because look at this. It's all titanium, guys. That's titanium.
That mechanism in there.
The inner structure, titanium.
Yeah, I think to your point, certainly as they want to simplify things, they want do that as much as possible. They're actually taking a look now inside the Starship upper stage. I saw a brief glimpse of.
So it's very rare and very short, the glimpses that we get inside of the spacecraft. That's the actual inside of that spacecraft as it is flying out of our atmosphere, I guess, right into space. Isn't that amazing? I was captured by aliens there in Regina just quite recently, guys. That's the truth there.
I seem to have some indirect satellite communication problems. This is Dale Lakeman, and we're coming from planet Earth, believe it or not, but it looks like I'm in a space station. I don't know what to tell you. It looks like I'm in outer space. Help me, everybody, help me. Help me. I don't know what's happening. God, things seem to, no, they're not stabilizing. We're destabilizing again. We're coming out of this, we're in and out of this. Can you help us? NASA scientists, somebody help me. Elon Musk, God save me. God save me. There's cars coming towards me and I'm in a space station. God darn it. What is going to happen? No, oh my goodness, look out! Oh no, help me. The aliens, I think Elon Musk is taking me away, man. Oh my man, help me. Help me, go, damn it, Hank, help.
So today, with technology, all it takes is a little bit of imagination, and you could be in a spacecraft way above Earth, just like I was, guys. And I'd like to thank my sponsors. And of course, the #1 space drink is, and always will be, Tang. Thank you so much. It's a beautiful morning, guys.
Hello, morning. It's a new Tang morning. It's a fresher way to begin your day. And be sure to see they start with vitamin C.
Tang orange flavor crystals. A little bit tangy, not too sweet. A fresh morning flavor. So, hello, morning.
Well, have a fantastic Sunday and keep dreaming. Dream big, because you too could be Elon Musk and take us to space. Thank you so much for watching.
Metal hearts melted down.